All right, quick sound check here. What in the world? Okay, watch that later. All right, uh, your channel. Uh, all right, cool. Alrighty, guys. Yeah. So I wasn't gonna stream today. It's gonna be my off week. Uh, to not do anything. So, but I did want to come in and get a stream going. Wanted to talk about like error handling. So I'm trying to get better with that. Listening to the course that I've been on for a while has been really good. I think that course is like actually great. Um, but wanted to get back to working on a project. I do have to, like, I had a long drive last night, so I do have to get back to, or I do have to re-listen to the course that I was listening to last night, because there's just a lot of information that was said, and it's working. I'm listening to about the this keyword and the error handling, no, the this keyword and how, or using the three methods that you can apply to it, the dot call, dot apply, and dot bind, and how a dot call is pretty much what you usually do when you call a function. But when you use the this keyword, you can do a couple other things, such as borrowing methods from other functions. So that was like pretty cool. Ooh, yeah, that was pretty cool. So gotta re-listen to that. Uh, Getting back to FAT, the financial asset tracker, there's a couple things I've done so far. So modify list, I got this looking right. So now you can see all the lists here, and it gets it from the back end. And then I can modify the list, and then I can modify all of them. One thing that I had to do is get something right in terms of like when you press the X here. Let's do a review of that actually. So let's do an inspect, da, 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 and move that over here. Yeah, here we go. And then sources. There's a lot of cool things I've been learning though. Definitely trying to sharpen my skills, be a better programmer overall. Ooh, what did I do here? Okay, so this is the prompt. Examples, unselect. Okay. So one thing I had to figure out, and I think I went over this last time, but I'm just gonna do it again, is when you there's like different events, or there's events that occur that are emitted when you're doing things with the select to library, which gives me, this overall look here where I can, exit out, like have these things as pills here and exit out of it, or sorry, not exit, but X out or delete some of these different elements here. So what I was able to do, yeah, so what this does is actually emits an event, and it makes quite a few events. But then the event that I wanted was the uh, select to colon unselect. So what that means is like when I actually click on one of these to unselect it, it will run this code here. So essentially what this does, it looks in that select element and then actually just pops it off of it or removes it from the list itself. So now I can add things like account two, as you can see here under institutions. And if I go to modify accounts and then go here, and I'm having a problem with this right now, so it's going to show, or some of the other ones show a whole bunch of stuff. I have to figure out how I'm going to do that in terms of getting these accounts and things like that. If I'm going to get it by the UUID, I've been having problems with the UUID for a while. So maybe I'll just go ahead and fix that tonight. Part of what we're doing here. Test accounts. So yeah, this will bring up this window here, this pop up, and I think I'm gonna do some styling to this for it so it can work in dark mode. Because the way this site works is after 9, it does this whole dark mode thing. But you can see account 2 under institutions, and then I have this list. I have a function that automatically sorts it, or I use the dot sort, and then it just go ahead. It sorts the list. Uh, it sorts the list that's fed into the for loop for me. So I can get this sorted list here, and that's just more of a user thing because like you have these things all over the place, and then they switch or something like that. It's always best you can get away with adding things or removing things if everything's alphabetical, and that's mostly how most users expect um, this all to show up as to be displayed as. So went ahead and got this going here, got everything good looking good here, cancel button, all that. The problem I'm having now is like I added more accounts and I did this via the API. So I can go ahead and like click on this. But the thing is when I do searching for the account, it finds like all these other ones here too. So it does the find. I think it does find many and gives me all of them and then iterates through them. It's like, oh, okay, that's nice. Iterates through them, but I only want one. But the problem is the UUID is matching for multiple places, so I have to figure that out. It has to be unique. It has like I don't know how else I can. I'm not sure exactly how I can make that actually happen, but what happens is multiple time like when I put in the uh when I go ahead and and submit something to the back end via an API call. So if I add an account, it's going to add the account, but then even if it's like different account names, because it happens like if I do it like repeatedly. So if somebody adds like two different people add an account at the same time, it's possible that their UUID will be the same. Therefore, it's not a UUID. So it's like, how do I get rid of this? So that's kind of like my problem. That's what I'm running into. I try to vary it with the timestamp, but somebody can enter something in at the exact same time. Like, all right, how am I gonna figure this out? So um, we could look at that. So if I do send and then I do one and then send again. See, the thing is, it should show differently. Like, that should be different. But the problem is if I do like send, it should say account already exists. That's fine. But then if I do one, send, one, send. Yeah, I don't know why it's showing up as multiple. Um, it's kind of weird. I do, and the reason I know when I say like it's kind of weird, like I can't recreate it. I know I can recreate it because if I put in this account UUID here, these are all the accounts that I get. And it's like I should only get one because it's a unique identifier for this account. So why am I getting multiple records? So get account by UUID, and all these UUIDs are the same. So if I go here, yeah, they're all the same. So I don't know how I can figure that out. I'm not exactly sure. I try to do it by the timestamp, but somebody can, come in and do the same thing or have the same timestamp. I'm not sure why it's doing that. So I have to look at the point of creation to get that going. All right, but that's one other thing that's going to be looked at. But one thing I did do is something I talked about in previous streams. Uh, so in previous streams, what I talked about is maybe I should start streaming on Twitch too. I was just thinking about that. Yeah, we'll see. I talked about error handling. So again, I had an interview and I just didn't do well. Like it was just I wasn't. I was found wanting Like I need, there's some things I need to do and need to refine, and that's understandable. There's definitely a need for that. So what I'm trying to do in terms of improving is generate is to get better with my error handling, get better with catching if there's any errors, and if there is an error that I cannot figure out or deal with, then I need to account for it. So in this case, I added. So I'm learn more about errors, right? So we can throw an error if we wanted to, right? So we can throw error, right? And oops, so we can throw an error if we wanted to. So if we wanted to here, yeah, this is modify account stuff. I control F5. So unknown error, check console, right? So I can do inspect and then choose my console, and then you see the error that I throw um, there, right? So that's good. Got that handled. And then if I do have like a general error or anything else like that, that's handled in the if statement. Like for instance, if my response equals failure, um, I can handle that in the general if statement there. So retrieve failure. And I'm just looking at this. I can, uh, why do I? Oh, okay, yeah, that's why I did that. Okay, that's why I did that. Oof, do I? Mm, let's simplify this a little bit. So the problem I'm seeing here is like, all right, so if I have an error, so if it's like I can do like if it's not failure, right? So if it's not failure, oh, it's still catching this part here. That's why. So it's still catching the success. So retrieve failure, right? I could say retrieve failure, that's an issue there, and then give me the message. So what I can do, this gets kind of like hairy. So what I want to do is simplify this a little bit. So like if failure, then just throw an error, and then that should be handled by a catch block. Right? And then in my catch error message pop-up, so that's something that I have defined in my main JS file, which every page that gets loaded uses these functions. So they're kind of like my core functions, if you will, for my front end stuff. So for instance, let's go ahead and split screen here and go to one. Fat.js Nano. Uh, Here we go. So function catch error message pop up. So here I can do a couple things, right? I can pass in the title if I wanted to. So I can not randomize this. Sorry, I want to the target div and then error string. Oh, okay, I should be okay with that. Okay. All right, so let's look at this. So what I want to do is if error or if failure, retrieve anything from the back end. I just wanted to get caught by my catch block. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. I don't think that really it's like that serious. So let's see. Well, I don't know if that's even best practice. I'm saying all this stuff, but I'm learning as I go here, of course, and teaching you guys along with me. But I don't think this would be a problem if I just threw an error here. And then in terms of my error, what I'm going to throw is response message. All right. And then I'll do error. Error. And I can make this general, right? Like see the whole check console, error check console. I can keep that. And then I can still pass my error string. because when I throw error or throw an error, throw this response data message, that message is usually going to say what my error is. And I believe it's HTML. Yeah, it should be HTML coming from my back end, which shouldn't be an issue. It will be an issue when you view it on the console. So if anything, I could probably do like a throw error text or something like that, and then also a throw error HTML. And because it returns a JSON object, and when it's returning that JSON object, I should have, multiple key value pairs that I can actually access or use. All right, so here, throw response.data that message, and that actually would be, you see how simpler that is, or see how much simpler that is? I'm not repeating code, using your dry method type stuff or kiss, whatever. So a dry kiss, I like to say dry kiss. Yeah, dry kiss. I think that's pretty good. I was gonna make like a joke, but I don't feel like making it. All right, so if if response data.status not failure, throw message, right? And this should always give me this error modal here. And then that should get caught by my catch block. And then my catch block will handle it from there because I'm passing it E, which would be my error string. And it'll go from there. All right, cool. So unknown error, check console, error success. Okay, so, gotta do that. Error, check console, error success. All right, so, so how should I put this? Error, check console. Okay, so I don't like the way that looks. Maybe I put like error message. And this is just aesthetics here. This is nothing like serious. So if I do error and then I do check console, I think I'm gonna like stream on Twitch. I think I'm gonna do that. I need to talk to like Miguel, see what he says about it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. I think I'm gonna stream on Twitch. That'd be cool. We'll see about that. All right, so because I should be able to stream to do two different places. All right, so I got this here. All right, so error, check console, error message, error string. It should give me my error string here. My target div. So in this, I pass two different, as you can see, I pass two arguments here. Usually anything past two arguments, sometimes even past one argument, I'll just pass an object and then parse it through in here, and then that'll allow me to add other things as I need to. But in this case, I don't think I'm gonna add any more. I might be eating those words, but yeah, what I'll do is anytime I have like an error, all I'm gonna do is just throw the error and then it'll just do a pop-up or something like that. Also one thing I can do is like target div. You see how if target div, excuse me. I want to see if I can like it's like if I don't provide a target div, like can I do it for like the whole screen? Oh, let's see here. And that's just kind of like catching as much as you can in terms of because I can do the whole body if I wanted to, but that's just you want to catch as much as you can to where it doesn't have an error like no target div supplied, then choose body instead. Ooh, I don't even know how you would actually tell it to go to body. Hmm. I'd have to look that up. Because with Sweet Alerts, you can do all types of stuff. All right, let's see here. Sweet Alerts. So, target container element for adding pop-up into body. Huh. So you can say body. See, it says this, right? But it doesn't really signify whether it's a tag or a tag or an ID. And the reason why I say that is because here, let's see here, target div. This is just a string that I have here that I defined here, right? So modify account body. But then the container element for adding pop-up into. But I don't give it like say a hashtag or a pound symbol and then the name here. So it doesn't know like let me just do body. All right, let me just do body. Ah, shoot. All right. Let me just where is it? Um where am I? What happened? Oh, I must have erased it. Okay. That's fine. All right, cool. All right, there we go. Body. And you can do it twice because JavaScript's just gonna. Mr. Charles, what's up, brother? Appreciate you joining, and just even if it's for a second, man, I appreciate you showing up and writing something in the chat, brother. I'm just doing my thing, man. Streaming, doing kind of what I love here. Trying to get better, man, so I can get that good money job. Be like yourself, man. Look at Jack Charles. Yo, Charles always. I think I said his first name right, but anyways, Charles always has that like I always see that picture with him in the suit, and I'm always just like, yo, this dude like this is like lead attorney status. Like, yo, you were doing this before lead attorney was doing it, because you've always had that avatar, bro. Yeah, I don't know if I could ever do that anymore. I'd have to at least get a haircut. But hey, man, thank you for joining the chat and everything, man. Um, so yeah, I'm just thinking about this here. Yeah. So if I just put body and reassign it here, when it executes, it's just going to overwrite this in the memory heap. So I'm not worried about that. Again, that's me learning new stuff. So if I say body, yeah, body doesn't do anything different. Like it doesn't give me what is body. You see how it's shifted over though? You see how that's shifted over? Yeah. So I'm gonna put in like if it's just not there, or if it's yeah, brother. No, you always look sharp in that picture, bro. Yeah. So what I'm gonna do is so you see how it's not centered here, so that means it's going over the entire body. It looks like, but if I do this, oh, that doesn't make it any better. All right, let me look at that because maybe I did something wrong, and maybe it does define that. Kind of, you see how I set that body tag there? But let me target that result. All right. And what I'm trying to do is see or change where this is actually being where this pop-up change its domain in a sense, or its influence. Because if I do it over the entire body, then everything gets covered up, which I don't want that to happen for navigation, and that causes a problem. But if I just do it for you know just a certain section, then that's okay. If I do it for the entire body, then there's a couple things that I have to do, which is allow outside click, meaning that you can actually click anywhere else on the screen, and then also add a close confirmation or a close button to it as well, so that it can actually close the warning, so we don't have that problem. But this again, this is like making your front end a little bit more stronger and having it catch things that you just don't see. And that's kind of one of the things that I want to that's kind of one of the things that I really want to make sure happens in terms of for user experience, because a user is using your app and getting this information, or sorry, they're using your app to get information, but they don't know or don't understand, um, they don't understand why an error is happening, right? Like they don't know what to report, they don't know if this is something that's always happening. And then if they always keep on, like, maybe you can send a message to the front end that says maintenance or something like that. That would be a very nice thing to actually have, to where they're actually using your API, and then they see there's a maintenance, so then they can actually catch for that if they wanted to, if they're writing their own front end code or their own API code. So that's definitely something I want to code for. Mr. Charles, okay. So let's see. Need some guidance, bro. My sons are taking coding classes in their school. They really want to create video games. Want to create video games. Any suggestions? Oh man. I mean, yeah, listen, man, you have my email. We can talk about it over the phone. I have no problem talking with you, brother, especially, we've known each other for a while, as far as like talking in email groups and things like that. So definitely I have no problem giving you some of my time. Even tomorrow, Sunday, or even Monday, I have time during the day because I don't work my day job on Monday. So we can definitely chop it up there. But just for general advice and talking right now in this on this platform, I always suggest something like udemy.com. So, for instance, we didn't start off with art today. I keep going past art, but this is a pretty cool picture. Old gate. I don't like the camel in the foreground. Not a fan of this. This just looks. I don't know. I don't like it. You can see the background is kind of just put in there a little bit, and they use some like other type of textures. But no, decent picture overall. Let's see if they got anything else. Oh, well, okay, no, I'm just not a fan of that art style. Really, Jada Willow Smith. I just saw like a TikTok of her. Her raptors are cool. I'm not a kid anymore though. Oh, okay, Temple Anubis, hero props. Hey, I didn't know you were a coder. A lot of this is a really cool picture. We're downloading this one. Hey guys, anytime, like, I always tell you guys, like, hey, listen, find ways to relax. Even I use the ArtStation plugin or the ArtStation extension for Google Chrome, and I love it because it allows me to, like, every so often I open up a new tab, and then I see a new piece of artwork picture, and it's just interesting, and it gives me that little bit of a mental break. And then you can just download some of these pictures. But yeah, sorry, back on track. So I always recommend Mr. Charles, udemy.com. Uh, and I'm gonna just take yours down. Yeah, Marvin Evans. Yeah, man, I've been a coder for a couple of years now, and I mainly do my own projects. Check the links in the description, my Upwork page. Actually, more or less, or more importantly, my GitHub pages, so or my GitHub page, so that you can actually see some of the code that I write here. I have been pretty bad with uploading or updating some of this stuff, but I should run a commit tonight so that I can push that code out there. So all the stuff that you see me actually do, this gets uploaded to GitHub. So if you go to GitHub, TreeStar Systems, repositories, and then you'll see like some of the stuff that I've been doing. So I had this like 17 days ago. So I gotta, oh no, that's for the Discord bot. Fat June 14th. So I gotta update some stuff tonight. Do some commits to that. But I've been working on quite a few different projects here, and some projects I'm like picking back up. But yeah, if you github.com/treestar systems, go ahead and follow me on there. And I try to put all the code out there. So I work on like larger projects. I don't really do small stuff. So let's look at this game development. Again, so this is probably one of the cheapest ways that you can actually get your child into game development in any way, shape, or form, Mr. Charles. One thing I would say is what you can always do is look up game courses on udemy.com. And I like udemy.com. It is a great resource. There are many other resources, free resources. There's a lot of stuff on YouTube as well. But if you want something a little bit more structured, a little bit more to the point, and something that you can always go back to, it's really good for kids because then it's not all over the place because they need the structure so that they can learn and take in information. Um, Depending on where they're at in terms of their game development, there might be a couple courses that you want to start to look at. And you start to say, okay, do you want to use, maybe they want a course on the tool that they're using. Maybe they're using Unity or something like that. Or maybe they want a course on the language that they're writing in. So they might be using like C, C++, I guess, or what have you, or any other type of code or coding language, or maybe the engine that they're actually using, which is, there's Unity is another engine, but um, I think Unity is an engine, and then Unreal, the Unreal Engine, which is free. You can write games in the Unreal Engine, and it's free to start. And then I think they start charging you when you start making money off of it or something like that. But yeah, you can do quite a bit with these things, man. In terms of teaching your kids how to code and getting them to get their feet wet, if you will, when it comes to coding. But I definitely just search on udemy.com, and then I can help however I can with that. Um, because that I don't know game development, but it does require that your child learn C++. If they go into like very serious game development, or some type of C language. I'm not sure if it's C++, C sharp, or C, but they're gonna have to learn that. Now, if they want to do like real small games or something like that, or even web-based games, if they're doing web-based games, learning some JavaScript, some front-end code, maybe a front-end framework, which is kind of a lot, and I'm learning that right now. But they're learning from scratch right now, really basic. So yeah, if they're learning from scratch, really basic, they could probably do something like Python. But what needs to happen is there's a couple questions that need to be asked. As I said, I have no problem giving up my time, but there's a couple questions that need to be asked because I can say, hey, listen, go ahead and go Unreal Engine C++ developer. It's like, bro, I remember when I was a kid and my dad got me a C, I think it was like a C sharp book. Bro, I didn't understand one bit in that thing. I didn't know what to do with it. But, my dad was always supportive, but that book was thick, and like I just did not know I didn't know where to start. I didn't know what to do with it. And it's like I just got it because it seemed like a good book, but it was horrible. It was the worst thing I could do. And I never and not until like later on in my adult life I started to get back into programming and stuff like that. Just because you just need to. You can't just be a regular system administrator. Now you have to be a system administrator with coding skills. So something like this, you go through these and you can understand if they want to do front end game design or back end game design. So if they want to do front end game design, visual assets and things like that, understanding that. But then one of the bigger things is learning like a tool. Probably, ask them like, or what I'm going to ask like when we talk is, are they using Unity? Are they using Unreal Engine? And then what type of platform are they developing this for, and so on and so forth. So there's so many things you can actually do with that. So like this right here, you can see this is C sharp. So that like is a sharp symbol. So or the pound symbol. But so yeah, the C sharp Unity Game Developer 2D. So this one's pretty cool, and you can see all the different courses. And then they got all these they usually have these things like they have this like every other day, to be very honest. You just gotta change your email address. You can always get these cheap prices and stuff like that, or just wait and it'll be there. And you could probably, even if you don't want to spend money, I'm sure it's not a problem for you, but like because you have such a nice suit. But you can always do something like just get something off of YouTube. There's a lot of great resources on YouTube. For instance, you can do this tonight, man. So YouTube, and then go to Free Code Camp. How the main character develops in 90% of the shows. Okay, I gotta watch this later. This looks like it's funny. Free Code Camp. So free code camp, they have a okay, sorry. All right. So free code camp, their site, and then just search, and then they just had something about game development too. So yeah, here we go. So these are actual courses, bro, that are and I'll just send you this. So Jack, you can actually look at this right now. But these are actual full courses that are actually on udemy.com. And these people give up their courses for their free ski. Gives them exposure and everything else like that. But then for you, or gives them exposure, but then adds content here. And I think they get that. I would assume they get paid for this, man, because they give up full certification courses like AWS certs, MCSA certs, so on and so forth. Like they give up full certs. Like you got this woman on here. She does quite a few things here. So learn JavaScript by building 7 games full course, and it's like an hour, but like Joe, that's a light course. This course right here, 7 hours 24 minutes, man, ridiculous. Learn Unity beginners game development tutorial. So you can chop that up with the kids, and then watch that every couple minutes, or sorry, watch that every night or something like that, and just chop it up with them, and then go over some of the stuff that you learned and go from there. And they'll teach you how to set up a development area and what to put in it, or sorry, what software you're gonna need. Most of the stuff is free, and then what versions they're working on and things like that, so stuff can actually work. And sometimes what they'll actually do is give you the actual code files. So this guy, that's the guy that started this whole thing, and like I think he actually lives out of a bus or something like that, or did at one point. But that guy's pretty cool. I think his name's like Bew or something like that. Learn Python syntax on the course contents. Wow. So look at this. You get like the sound file. Okay. So right here, yeah, so right here we have the full code here. So this person will give you the full code dump. What's nice about this is when you start, you work with things like this and you start off with like some type of hmm, you start off with a how can I say it? You start off with damn, what did I want to say on this? You start off with a base, or a starter bit of code. Then you can go ahead and modify it however you wish. And then that like this is how I learn. Like I start with other people's code, or code snippets from around the web, or even tutorials. Like I used to go to one how to forge.com. So how to forge, this is how I learned Linux and the various Linux operating systems, because they would do these like how to set up a mail server with postfix admin on Debian 11. Like every single version that comes out, they come out with a new how to. This was like how I started here, man. Like just how I started with Linux. Anyways, how to forge, great site. If you want to learn Linux and other technologies, and they have some pretty cool stuff in there too. But I take code snippets like this, and then it's like, okay, how can I break it? What do I do here? How do I add something? How do I add more functionality or anything else like that? Then I look at how functions are defined in this language. It's like, oh, okay, so def, paddle down, and then this is the syntax. Like if I was to look at this, and I know I'm going off on a tangent here, guys, but this is a pretty interesting one here. Uh, So if I was to rewrite this function in JavaScript, it would be function paddle a down, again JavaScript, right in JavaScript, and then make sure I have my block definitions here. So why paddle? So if anything, this is defined earlier, right? So, but again, after that, it's just copy and paste. But that would be like one of the bigger differences in syntax. So you can see like, okay, this is how it's written in C sharp, I guess. And then um that is that's how it's written. Sorry, I saw a bug and it like I lost all train of thought because I'm gonna kill this thing. Oh, dang. Depth perception. Okay, I'll kill it later. Um, yeah, so with this, this would be like in C or something like that, or even Python, and then this would be like JavaScript. Um, and I assume Y is defined earlier. So let's see here. Paddle pin. Oh no, Y is not. Oh, now you can do this in JavaScript as well, where you don't have the keyword in front of it, and I think it'll be okay. Great information. I really needed this, man. Yeah, man. Any way we can try and guide them into, getting into getting into better spaces, man. Better tracks in terms of like STEM and things like that, bro. Definitely. I'm totally for it. Yeah. So if I was to rewrite this, see, Y is not defined. I don't see where Y is defined. So import turtle, import OS. Damn it, I almost got it. Import total, import OS. Y. It's not a function parameter or anything else like that. So that's not there. Def paddle up. And this is one of the things like when you learn about different languages, understanding like how they actually call variables, initiate variables, call variables later on. Um, you know, what's it called? Scoping. So like you have your actual global scope, your block scope, and all types of other scopes, and that helps with variable and function definitions or inheritance, if you will. Uh, Functional programming versus object-oriented programming and stuff like that. So, what are the differences? How can you do functional style programming in an object-oriented programming language? Um, those are nice things for people that want to change different languages. What I love about JavaScript is like there's like a freaking module for everything. So a lot of stuff has already been done. But also in C, there's like libraries for everything as well. Like you can write your own copy and paste function and then also see how that function can be faster than the current copy and paste function. But then does that work on every system, so on and so forth? What are you taking advantage of in terms of when you're writing your code? All that to say, I can't find where Y is defined, and I guess this is how you do it. But in Java, it would be like let it would be like var or let, or actually let's do or say like a pipe symbol is usually or there we go. So var or let or const y, and then you could do like that. And if it's like TypeScript, it'd be like string. I think you like const string and then whatever the variable name is. I could be wrong about that, but I'm not really a TypeScript guy, not yet at least. And then you can assign it a value, so it could be an actual string, or it could be an actual number. And then you have your end symbols. I always put in my semicolon. Some people don't care. I do care. So so it seems with coding, you're not really reinventing the wheel. So yeah, you can see that when you're dealing with like different languages, you're seeing where a lot of JavaScript stuff, although it's a different playground because it's front end in the browser. Um, they take a lot of stuff as it matures. It's taking a lot of stuff from older languages such as C sharp, C++, and all the things that they have, such as scoping, when it comes to variables. So you don't actually have any leakage of variable names or something like that into the global namespace. Like learning concepts like that and understanding it. Also borrowing methods from other functions, right? So like for instance, if I have paddle down and then I have function sub function and console.log sub function. Right now it's like, okay, I got paddle down, but maybe I want to call paddle down, but I don't want to, or I want to call a sub function of another function. I can just do paddle down dot sub function, and then make the call from there, right? And then it'll go ahead and make it. In fact, let's see if this actually works. Inspect. We could do console. So we could do paddle down, and then I could do paddle down dot sub function is not a function. Oh, there you go. Let's see if this works. Nope. Function paddle down. Oh, I can do dot call. Ooh. All right, I'm still learning that, so I won't look as bad as I did last stream. Just trying to find this damn mouse up function, just trying to do some stuff, but what's it called? So function is not defined. Did I spell it wrong? No, I did. I just got it right. Pedal down, call this arg. Call pedal down, and then yeah, I don't know what I did wrong there. So I'm still trying to learn that, where you can call these sub functions. I gotta re-listen to that video so I can understand that better. But essentially, you can call functions within functions. But maybe I probably did something wrong in here. But I want to say that's how you can actually do it. Either way, once you start figuring this stuff out, you start learning the syntax and learning the intricacies of a language. Then you could start to see, okay, where it got certain things from other languages, such as import statements. As you can see up here, you have these import statements here, and that's something that you'll see also in Python, where they have a lot of import statements. So it almost feels like you're at home when you start to learn these things. All right, so another night of looking bad, writing code. Let me write code that I think I know. All right, so back to this. But yeah, Mr. Charles, just reach out to me whenever you're ready, brother. All right, so with this here, ooh, what do we have here? We have the whole body. All right, I want to see expand recursively, so let's take a while. Finance tracker, amortization table. Huh. You see how that weird. Oh, Ahref. Why does that not get rid of that? That's odd. Huh. Why is it showing? Maybe I'm confusing something here. Sorry. I saw something here I didn't like, which is kind of weird. You see all these different things here. Oh, weird. Oh, that's the SVG. That's why it's like that. All right, man. I thought that was something else. I thought that was my AM chart showing up on this page, which I did not want. All right. So the reason why I was, I just had that brain fart amongst other brain farts is that I worry about things like, the global namespace, so you have a global namespace. If you're not using certain things in your JavaScript, or if you call certain things that are running in the background that may not be used for the page or anything like that, you need to write code to say, hey, if it's on this page, don't run this, or if it's on this page, then run this, things like that. You want to make sure that you're not polluting your global namespace. You're not polluting your or sorry, you're not using up or eating up too much memory, because that can cause very serious issues and side effects in terms of when you're dealing with your programs or your projects. And that's one of the things that I'm trying to get better at, because it's like I'm getting a better understanding of how these things work. Even though it doesn't sometimes look like it, I'm still trying to like learn a lot of the a lot of the underlying stuff. In the past, I've just kind of just like written code and it works. But it's just like, okay, I just get it to work and then I move on. But it's like now I want to be like, okay, I want to get it to work and I want it to always work. So that's kind of why we're doing this right here. So in terms of, if this is like paid specific target div, if that doesn't work, or if that's not passed for any reason, then I need to error out accordingly. Mm, that makes me think too. It's like, okay, I probably need like a try catch block. So if I have like a try catch block, if anything happens, then I can go from there. So try. And the try catch block is, I think, from another language anyway. Oh, there you go. Too much. Uh, and the reason why you do a try catch block like this, and I'm trying to get better with this, right? Like, I want to start adding try catch blocks to like every block of code that I have, and then have like some type of way of showing an error, if there is one, or even if there is an error, like how else? Sorry, that needs to be catch. So even like where it says like the dot then and dot catch, I'll show you an example of that. So here, dot catch. Yeah, right there. So we have this dot catch here, and that's almost like doing a try catch block. In this case, this is a dot then, or a part of a dot then dot catch dot finally chain. But if you want to do it for like whole blocks of code, you would do a try catch block. So if you do a try catch, and then I just want to do like console, and then you're gonna have to pass it the error. So I'll do E, and then I'll do console.log, and then I'll just have it error out to the console, and then that's it. Like if there's any errors or anything like that, just error it out to the console, so then it doesn't stop everything. For instance, let me just uncomment, or let me comment these out so I can show you what happens otherwise. Um, so we'll take this here, and what I'll do is not give it a target div, and then we'll see what it does. So this gives me, this still comes up, so it has success. So target parameters not valid, defaulting to body. So this is good to understand. So it seems with coding, you're not really reinventing the wheel. I think I read that already. Yeah, I think you read it already. But yeah, you're not really reinventing the wheel. There's a lot of things that are already defined for you. It's that you have to know what to search for in some cases, and also how to implement it. I think I did answer that before, but answer it again. And I think that's probably a better answer anyway. So here we see that the parameter is not valid, defaulting to body. So in this case, that's okay. So like that's understanding, like that's getting a better understanding of what could happen in that case, um, and getting a better understanding of like the libraries that you use by giving errors and see if it breaks. So then you have to actually like make up for it or anything else like that. Now let's pass it nothing. Like it, I mean, that whole target div that has to deal with that has to deal with sweet alerts. right? And Sweet Alert's got my back, so I don't have to worry about that, I guess, right? But let's see what happens if I don't pass it an error string. What will actually happen to this page, and how will it react? Inspect and console. Error message undefined. Yeah, check console. So it just shows as undefined because it doesn't have any error message or anything like that because it's not being passed at all. And then Sweet Alerts defaults to the body. So what if I give it page specific body, right? If I give it the first parameter, it's like, I mean, like we try to do things to break this. So modify account body. Okay, target parameters not valid, defaulting to body. All right, cool. So it just defaults to body, and then modify account body gets shown there. All right, that's cool. And we don't have to catch every bit of error, or we don't have to catch every error. And there's things like TDD, like test driven development. I haven't gotten into that. I do want to get I kind of want to get into that, but test driven development, I look at it as like Doctor Strange, and I had said this I think in the last stream, but I look at it as Doctor Strange and how Doctor Strange does. He can look all the different combinations or permutations. I forgot which word is right. He could look at the different the multiverse, if you will, and he could look at all the different outcomes. And it's like TDD is like you trying to test for all those different outcomes if you know go too far with it. So test driven development, essentially you say like you write tests and then you write code that will satisfy that test. And then if your code does not satisfy that test, then you write maybe another test. Or so if it passes the test, but then it still has an error, and then there's an issue, then you write code for the new test. And then you can keep on going from there. What that does, it actually allows you to the benefits of that is that now you have code that is a little bit more resilient. It passes all your tests, so therefore all the tests that you come up with you should not see in the wild, or you should not see as many of them in the wild. So, but the thing is, there's a lot of things that you're going to miss. So you can't always do that. All right. So, and there's also, you see here, allow outside click false, show confirmation button, show confirm button. So we're going to change this to true. True true, and allow escape key because we do want to allow that. All right, cool. So what that does, now I have a confirm button here, and then you can close. There are special buttons, so close. You can actually style your own close button too. So show close button true. So we're gonna do show close button, and it's a predefined style. But the function for that is like swal close. Swal stands for SWAL. So when I'm saying that swal, it means sweet alert dot and then whatever the function is. But that's how it's like presented to you. So show close button, and if I go here, did I what? Okay, my close button looks like crap. Okay, so close swal, not close. I do have a button for that. I want to keep the same button here. So this is where like a front end framework would be great, right? Like you have a button that you really want to use in other multiple places, but then it's like, okay, how can I make sure that this button's always going to be the same every time I style it or anything else like that? A front end framework would be nice because then I can actually have this as listed as a component, and then I could reuse that component. If you're doing a vanilla JS non front end framework or not a front end framework, you're just using HTML, CSS, and vanilla JavaScript like I use. It's more work. And you're gonna have to do things like, okay, I can copy this button here. It's like, all right, cool, copy that button. Oh, how can I get it to this other file? Let's expand this. Damn it, still too big. Oh no, no. We have enough screen real estate here. Boom. So I can like style my own close button if I wanted to. And Sweet Alerts allows you to do that too. So I have this OK button, but I don't like that because of the way it's styling. So looking through. Confirm button text. Okay, so I can do this here. So cancel button text. I think it's cancel button text. All right. Show close. Oh my God, class button. Close button. That's. I was thinking about Java. I was thinking about CSS classes. That's why it looks all messed up. Okay, maybe that's not why it looks all messed up. All right, so show close button. All right, show close button. Okay, that's true. All right, and then close button. Show close button HTML. There we go. All right, cool. That's what I'm looking for. Close button HTML. Oh, HTML. And it'll be the string here. Close. Oh, gotta add that because it's a part of a JSON object. All right, so that should be good. So let's see how this looks. So it went from the OK to that is in the wrong place. Oh, that's where it was. Oh crap, didn't even see that. So we'll do this. Show close button. Allow outside click. I don't know why it shows that OK. So we can have this close button here. I can add my own now. Close button HTML. So maybe I'll do a show cancel button instead. And then maybe I can do cancel button HTML. So, okay. And then show. I'm wondering why it's showing like container class, custom class, position absolute. Oh, that's another reason why. Give me a sec, just doing some styling here. The joys of styling. Cancel button. Close button. Close button. Cancel button. Do they have cancel button HTML? Cancel button. There is no cancel button HTML. We could do cancel button text. Show cancel button, we'll have that as true. Cancel button text. Now, with it being like this, I don't need to do, there's some other stuff I don't need to do on this, I believe. Because it should just be the text, and then I should just show like, this, the feather icons and stuff like that, and that should be enough. I think that'll be it. Give me, yeah. Yeah, I don't need to define button here. Uh-oh. There we go. I lost responsiveness on my keyboard here. So I don't need to do the swall close. All I need to do is this here. And that should give me the cancel button that I want. All right, cool. So it has that text there. I do not like this. This looks like absolute shit. So what I'll do, I'll merge it. I'll merge it. So what I'll do is with my HTML, I'll do HTML, and then I'll just do a line break. Right here. Give me a little break tag here. Maybe another break real quick. Because I just don't like the way these buttons look. Like, yeah, fuck that button. That button's BS. All right, so button. All right, get rid of this. And this is not working because of this. There we go. All right. Yeah, my text highlighting was just showing that it wasn't properly closed, or it was closed too early. All right, so that should be it. And then I do have to get rid of this check console. I do have to get rid of this, the OK button. All right, cool. And then I can close with that. Good. All right. Show cancel button. Get rid of that. Allow outside click. Target div. And I'll get back to this target div thing here. I'm going to fix that for sure. I don't know why it's showing the OK button. What did I do here? Allow escape key true. Allow outside click true. What did I do to make that happen? Should I make this false? No. And the reason why I like that is because I can like hover over it. It looks cool. You know, I can only imagine that this is showing this like this because it defaulted to the body. Yeah, it's got to be it. It defaulted to body. And by doing that, swell close. We gotta look for a dot catch. So dot catch, I have it in the wrong. I have that out there on purpose like that. Let's see. No, that is not it. So why do we have our confirmation button? Also, let's see how this looks. Huh. Okay, so not this. I need to move this over. And I think that's because of the absolute and my custom class here. So get rid of that. And this is kind of the thing about like front end code or does that front end design work? It's like getting all these like all the little pieces to look right. That's kind of like the part that like really freaking sucks sometimes. It's just getting all these pieces to look right. Sometimes you just gotta say, "Hey, listen, man, I'll fuck with you later." It's just like we're not doing this right now, okay? We're just not. All right, so target div, check console error, swall fire. So we can handle this. Well, I'll just move on to this, and I'm just not going to worry about that button right now. We can handle this with a ternary operator. I think we can do, I think it's colon, and then, oh man, I forgot the ternary operator syntax. Ternary operator, conditional ternary operators, question mark first. Okay. All right, so question mark, and then, so this will be if true. So essentially I'm testing if target div exists, then target div. If it does not exist, then body. It's simply just that. So yeah, so this is, the first one's always the true, and then the second is your false, or if false. So expression if true, expression if false, condition, and you can write like a little bit more complex conditions in there too. So you can essentially treat this like an inline if statement, if you will. So, or if conditional. So it's like you know, or without actually having the if. So you could say like 1 equals 1, or actually I can do it like 1 equals string 1. So number 1 equals string 1. That works. Add the third equals, then that would be type, so that would be false. And then you can go from there. Like it'll do it much like an if statement. You can also have your or operator, your double ampersands for and. So you can do your anding and oring in there. But I usually like to do ternary operators in a case like this without having to write like a whole nother function or something like that. And you can just kind of do it in line for it, and then it should work. So in this case, if target div, this will do truthy or falsy. So if it's truthy, meaning if it does exist, then just do target div. If it doesn't exist, or falsy, then just do body. And we'll work with that. So that'll work. Excuse me. So we'll do, I can have it do, no, that will be, I want to say like it to be wrong. Yeah. And the way we'll know that this is actually working is if you go to console here, we'll see where it says defaulting to body. I shouldn't get that defaulting to body because I should already tell it to do body. So I control it. I have the power. Okay, cool. All right. And it did it anyway. Screw this shit. All right, so fat 60 error string console log that error success. I wonder if that's stopping. No, it's not stopping something. It's just telling to error out. So it's defaulting to body, but it's saying that target div does not exist. Let's see what we're passing in here. I mean, this might be one of those things where it's just like, I'm kind of barking up the wrong tree here. I don't need to chase this down. But it's just one of those things where it's kind of annoying me. It's not working as expected. So one of the two things need to happen, and there could be other things that need to happen, but these are the two things that I worry about the most. One, I'm doing it wrong, or two, my knowledge and understanding is lacking. And most of the times it'll be like my knowledge and understanding is lacking. Like, I don't know the right way of looking at this, or I'm not looking at it in the right way. And I need to think about it or understand it differently. And this is why we do these projects where it's like we can better understand this stuff. All right. So E and then page specific div, modify body. I want to say if I go here and do this, oh, that's wrong. Query selector, document, suite alert. Yeah, okay, cool. Selector n dot target append child. Okay. All right, so that is the wrong way of writing that anyway. So I want to do, let's see here. If I do inspect, I can do something else. You see where it has this P-coded wrapper? It's P-coded wrapper here. That's in my, is that in my head? Yeah, that's in the head. Header. No, it's menu. So I can actually target this section here. Like for instance, if I got rid of this, this is pretty much the page. Oh, okay, that's still wrong. Oops. All right, so you're going to need to go a little bit deeper here. There's the main container, P-coded wrapper. No. I could do main body, inner content, P-coded content. Okay. I'm trying to just target just the body itself or just the page data. Main body. No. Cursively. Modify count body. Could do just the card. But that wouldn't work for multiple things. Page wrapper. So what I want to do is get this, I could do it by the class. I could do query selector. And then let's see. Yeah, page wrapper is the only one. I might regret this. I mean, it's probably not the best way to do it. And I'm probably just doing a little bit too much, kind of like overdoing it here. But I can do, okay, so target. Let me just look up something here. Target. The container element for adding pop-up into. I can do this here. All right, let's see. Document dot get element by class. No. Query selector. And I can do query selector all, but I only need one. And then we'll do the class of page wrapper. Yeah. Yeah, let's see what that does. Probably kills this whole damn thing. Nope, didn't get anything. Yeah, prevent default. Document modified body is not a valid selector. Oh, that's still weird. Okay. Oh, okay, that did work. And the reason why I don't like this is because it just defaulted to body is what it did. Yeah, it just defaulted to body. Okay. That's fine. Let's get rid of this OK button though. All right. And it's kind of like what it's about, right? Experimenting. Like, okay, I'm wrong. I'm going down the wrong path on that one. Barking up the wrong tree type deal. So now I need to get rid of this. error check console, target. Oh, yeah, that's what it is. I'm missing something here. So show confirmation button, and then make that false. Here we go. All right, I got the wrong one then. Do show confirmation button. I'll show confirm button. Yeah, unknown parameter. You see how like it's doing like that's console.warn? You know, it's showing you like, all right, cool, console.warn concat, and then give you information, right? Like give you a proper error, and it still shows everything, but it's not as like it's not as bad, like it actually gives you a way. It's a little bit more gentle. It's graceful, is what they call it. So it's graceful error handling. Okay, like listen, you have an error, no problem. We're going to show you what I can, and then you can go from there. But I'm not going to totally kill your web app because there's an error that I can't understand. Like I'm gonna give you something. I may not give you everything, but I'm gonna give you something. Okay, here you go. And so I like that a little bit. I like that a lot of it, and I want to write better code that handles the crap. What did I just do? That handles things like that a little bit better. All right, so let's get this recentered here. Oh, modify account body. All right, so modify account body. That is there. Excuse me. Getting kind of sleepy. All right, so error string, target div, and then I should be doing body. I shouldn't even need to do this, so I could just do target div, and that's it. Just like keeping honest here. I don't have to do that. Allow outside click, true, false. And then my HTML, I added the error button or my own personal close button for aesthetics there. Cool, so that's all in there. The only thing I don't like, I don't like, you see how that looks right there? Like, what are you doing this on, bro? What are you, how are you making this happen? Why is it over like that? It's getting on my freaking nerves. All right, so, okay, let's see here. Allow escape target. All right, so I'll do my custom class again here. I'll do position absolute. I don't need to do this here. All right, cool. And I'm doing it because that's worked on other pieces there. I just don't know why it's doing this. Mhm. So one thing I'm noticing with that position absolute, it's nice, it's cute and all, but the the thing is, you see how it shows it, there's like a light portion of it where it's actually showing the background or what's underneath the element. That's a problem when you have like a modal or anything like that, or a light box or a pop up, and you don't want anyone to have access to the rest of the screen. So I'm gonna have to take that out in other areas. All right, so we'll just do that real quick, and then I'll figure this out another time, and or that'll be it for this stream. So I was noticing that in terms of like if I go to modify list here, I'd have like, so this is where it's supposed to, this is how it's supposed to be, where it's only going to show within this section here. So let's see if I can just, let me see how this looks. And sources, yes, excuse me. Vendor all, I need, no, it should be, there we go, right there. I have my position absolute. Wondering why. You see, look at that. Modify list body. Telling you. All right. That is okay. That's probably the actual problem there. Because I can give it without putting the hashtag symbol in there, the pound symbol in there, um, with a hash symbol. I could do it without that, and then it would look for the body, but that's the problem here. So I did have. I want that back. I want you back. All right, cool. So position absolute, we'll keep that. So what we'll do is, if not target div, if it is target div, we're gonna do a template literal, the hash symbol there, and we're just gonna do some string concatenation or uh, um, yeah, some string concatenation with that with our template literal here. I don't know the other words, so I'm kind of at a loss for words as always. So I'll just have it like they yet, and then it'll be body otherwise. All right, cool. So what we should see is, yeah, see how that's centered now? Like it's not centered for the entire body, it's just centered within this element. And then also only this element itself is actually blocked off, which is great, which is what we want. Cool. All right, so that was it there. Just had to add that hash symbol there. And this makes it work for everything else because I do use that in other areas. That variable in other areas, which is that target div. I do it here, and I call it page specific target div, just so I don't, collide with target div here. And there's ways I can actually, run this code and not have that problem. And those are things that I just learned last night. So I was like, oh, okay, that's how that works. So that's pretty cool. So you don't pollute the namespace or reuse it and stuff like that yet. All right, cool. So that's good. And we're going to go with this overall try block here. And if there's an error that, even with this pop-up or something like that, just console log that to, yeah, just console log that, inspect, and it'll console log there. But it's not doing it now, but that's where it's going to console log if there's any issues. And we'll do shows not equal, so we got to find that. So not equal to failures, and we'll change our success. So we've erased all that, in terms of error handling, just so we can erase these few lines of code here. Nothing crazy, but now all we have to do is if there is an error or it shows a failure error or anything like that, I could just throw an error message and then it should just jump to our the catch block that we have. If there's any if there's a catch block. So if there's not a catch block, it should throw somewhere else. But I can even have it just run this code here again too. That's an option. So like I can pass it the error string there, or if failure, I could pass it this response.data.message, could pass it that portion of the object. So that's a possibility as well. I think I'll run with this. Just throw the error, and I can throw my own custom error message, and then it goes here. Then I can have it go to different places as well. So again, just improving front end and back end code when it comes to error handling like this. And I will be doing some more stuff like this across all my code from now on. More try catch blocks, more dot then dot catches, and then dot finalies maybe. Maybe using some dot finalies. That'd be good. That'd be good to get experience with and getting used to that. Yeah, cool. All right, so we'll end it there. Guys, as always, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. I hope you're doing what you can in terms of improving your skills and putting yourself out there. Getting yourself ready for the possibility of a bigger position, better position, more responsibility, what have you. For those that are at the end of the stream on the playback, I appreciate you. For those that joined this stream, while it was live, I appreciate you as well. Great deal. Um, I think there's only one person won that giveaway in that giveaway that I had. That was probably about 2 streams ago. That was, let's see here. That was, I forgot what stream that was. Give me a sec. I have it in my Gmail. There's only one person that got out to me, and then he hasn't even returned. He hasn't even said anything since we talked about it last. Yeah, so that was the Obfuscate Research 8/27 stream. So that was the August 27th stream. Yeah, I only got one email about that. Yeah, but essentially there's a giveaway in there, and you have to watch the stream to figure that out. Sorry I have to do that. It's kind of crappy, but it is what it is. Deal with it. Suck an egg. Anyways, with that being said, thanks as always for listening. And if you're not taking what I say with a grain of salt, you're low on sodium. Do your research, find out more information, and just get better at your craft in general, even if you look stupid on a stream. Peace. Wait, hold on. I gotta find the end broadcast button. All right, now, peace.